What's going on, guys? It's been a while since I've been back in the kitchen, but I've been doing something new in the last couple weeks and I thought I would bring it to you guys. It might help you get your chicken in, because if you're like me, chicken can get a little bit shitty to eat. It's like, sometimes you just don't want to eat the baked chicken, sometimes you don't have time to barbecue, sometimes it's easier to prep ahead of time, and that's kind of what we're doing. So this is going to take you half an hour to prep, and you'll be good for the entire week. Now the reason I'm doing this is I've started a new prep and I'm kind of trying to drop about 30 pounds. And so my coach has given me chicken breasts as 2 or 3 of my meals every day. And I want to eat it ground, but getting ground chicken from the grocery store is not ground chicken breast, at least most of the time anyway. You're gonna find ground chicken is kind of all parts of the chicken, and we want a lower fat content and we want just the breast. So what I've done is I got some value packs here, some chicken packs from the grocery store. If you chill them for about half an hour, it'll make it easier to grind. I got my grinder here. We're gonna grind up some chicken and make our own ground chicken. And it's gonna make it easier for us to eat. We mix it with rice, we mix it with pasta, however we wanna mix it. It's just gonna be easier to eat than just regular old baked chicken and barbecue sauce. So we kind of did a test run. Let's get to work. We're gonna grind up this chicken and make a meal. If you get one of these and you want to do this, one of the things you have to remember is there's a small hole here for your chicken to go in. This whole chicken breast probably won't fit in here, or won't fit in there pretty easily. So you're just gonna have to cut it in half, let it slide down the chute, and then you can see when it comes out, this is a different color than the chicken breast you get at the grocery store. Usually the ground chicken breast you get at the grocery store usually has like a little bit of a beigeish color to it. This is like a nice, like pink chicken, right? So you can see it's like, it looks different. It's gonna taste different too. So it's definitely worth it. I think this thing only costs like 60 bucks or something like that. All right, so that's one pack of chicken right there. And what I'm gonna do is, when I'm done grinding that second pack, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weigh these out into 6 to 7 ounce portions, because I usually eat about 5 ounces cooked per meal. So I'm gonna weigh them usually 6 ounces raw, maybe an ounce, maybe 2 ounces raw. That way when it cooks down, it'll be 5 ounces cooked. But you can see it's simple. This is a whole tray of chicken done. And this will get me through, if I'm eating 2 meals a day, this will get me through 2 or 3 days. And it's just so much easier to eat, guys. It's like, I'm telling you, it takes a little bit of prep, but it'll be worth it. All right, guys, so we got our chicken ground up. There's 2 packs of chicken here, which is a good amount. And this meal, I'm gonna do brown rice pasta. So this, I got the bag upside down, but that's the brand. I think it's, I can't even fucking pronounce that. Risopia. So this is the brand, it's called Risopia. It's brown rice pasta, and it's just rice, but in the form of pasta. So the reason I use this and not regular pasta is just easy to digest. And the reason I use this instead of brown rice is this is easier to eat. So the name of the game in bodybuilding, if you want longevity, if you want to be able to do this for a long time, is to find things like this, as I've talked to you guys about in all my other videos. Find things like this, like grinding up your chicken breast or brown rice pasta, that are going to make things easier to eat, because it's easy. If it's easier to eat, you're more likely to stick to your diet. I'm still using the same foods we always use. I'm still using chicken breast. I'm still using brown rice. I just found 2 different forms that are gonna make it easier to get in. I think that's the thing, the main ticket, right? Because most of the time people are trying to add new foods. You don't necessarily need new foods, you just need to find new forms and new ways to cook them. So brown rice pasta, we're gonna do, 1 serving is 56 grams, and that is, 56 grams is 43 grams of carbs. So we're gonna do 1 serving. A couple out. All right, that's 56 grams. Doesn't look like much. Drop that into boiling water. The other nice thing about brown rice pasta is it cooks a lot faster. That'll be done in 5-6 minutes tops. All right, so we got that turned up. We're gonna throw some sea salt in the water. Okay, then we are gonna do, like I said, I wanna do 5 ounces cooked. So I'm probably gonna do 6.5 ounces raw. That way it'll cook down to 5 ounces. Guys, always measure everything. If you really wanna be serious about your goals, always weigh your food so you know what you're doing. Because the only way to really adjust what you're doing on a daily basis is to know exactly what you're eating. So if I'm trying to eyeball this and one day it's 4 ounces and one day it's 6 ounces, one day it's 9 ounces because I was more hungry, I'm never gonna be able to gauge how to keep burning fat or how to keep building muscle. It's important to know exactly what you're getting in on a daily basis so you can adjust all variables. Okay, so this is, that's 6.5 ounces. So we're gonna go 6.5. I'm gonna get my frying pan going, and I know you guys love that I use pan, so just to piss off all the trolls. It's a long ass spray, right? All right. Simple. So this to me is way easier to eat than a full chicken breast. To you it might not be, to me it is, and you gotta find what works for you. Once I cook this down and I mix it with that pasta, it's gonna fill a bowl like this, but it's gonna give me all the nutrients, the macros that I'm looking for. Another thing is it doesn't look like much. When you cook it this way, like 6.5 ounces is probably a chicken breast that's like that big, right? It looks like a big chicken breast. This looks like nothing. For some reason, when it's ground up, it just doesn't look like that much. So wooden spoon. We're just gonna break it up. Let that cook down a bit. It'll get easier to break up. It'll get easier to break up as it gets a little bit, it cooks a little bit. Right now it's still a little gummy because it's freshly ground. But we're gonna add some salt. Add salt to everything is good for muscle pumps. And then we're gonna add some pepper. Okay. And then we are gonna add, normally I would add garlic, but I'm really averse to garlic. I just have a thing about garlic and onion lately. So we're just gonna do some Italian seasoning. I think this is basically like oregano, basil, some other stuff in here. But whatever it is, I don't usually spice my foods heavily, just a little bit for flavor. Okay, so this won't take long to cook. It might even cook faster than the pasta. I don't know why I used a pan. I don't know why I used a pan this big. I definitely didn't need one this big. So what I'm gonna do now, you guys will see, this while this is cooking. I'm just gonna get some freezer Ziploc bags and I'm gonna portion this off into 6.5 ounce portions in my freezer Ziploc bags, and I'm gonna throw them in the freezer. And every night before bed, I'm gonna take out 2 packs. I'm gonna put them in a bowl and throw them in the fridge. And then when I wake up in the morning, if they're still frozen, I'll take them out, let them thaw on the counter for a little bit. But those are my 2 packs for the day. So I might be able to get 10 packs of 6.5 ounce portions out of that ground chicken. So basically that means my chicken meals are cooked or are prepped in this fashion for the next 5 days. Okay, so as you can see, the chicken's a little bit crispy. It's more dry than it would be that if you got the ground chicken at the grocery store. The chicken at the grocery store is gonna have a higher fat content, so this is gonna be a little bit juicier, I guess you could say, but not because I want that. I don't want the fat content while I'm dieting. So it's a little bit more dry, but it's still gonna be easier to eat than a dry chicken breast in full form. So this is done. Pasta is done. We're gonna drop this in the strainer. Look at that, it's like nothing. It's like bird food. Drop that back in there. Okay, put that on top. We'll leave that there for a second. And then we're gonna just want to mix that up real quick. All right, so then you say, Fouad, but that looks dry and disgusting. And there's no tomato sauce. And how can you have pasta with no tomato sauce? And I say to you, we're gonna use an avocado. So you're gonna cut your avocado in half. And then we're just gonna kind of cut it up in cubes. Dig it out of its little pocket. So we got a little bit of fat in our diet in the form of avocado. And avocado kind of has a creamy texture to it. So we're going to use the avocado as our kind of our sauce, I guess. I don't have any Frank's Red Hot, or else that would also go on and make it even more perfect. But I ran out. So this is it. I'm going to mash up the avocado a bit. All right, guys, that's a wrap. So this is an easy, quick meal. You guys saw it took me like 5 minutes to cook it, right? The prep time took a little longer. This is gonna take me half an hour to, by the time I grind it, bag it, half an hour work, right? The cooking itself, no time at all. This is what most of my meals look like. We got about 15 grams of fat. We got about 45 grams of carbs, 45 to 50 grams of protein. And this is pretty much my 6 meals a day. So it gives you kind of an idea of what I'm eating. But that's the name of the game. Find different options, get them in, make sure you get your food in, make sure you're not missing meals. That's how it works. Now, on the Hostile side, I got some new flavors coming to you guys. I'm not gonna tell you what they are. It's pretty awesome. I think we actually nailed these. I really love the way they turned out. So look for hostile.com, follow Hostile Sups on Instagram. Make sure you check out, get there first before they sell out. And until next time, guys, live hostile.